Hey guys, Salvi here, just reminding you to, of course, like, subscribe, and follow, and all that kind of good stuff that YouTube asks if you enjoy what video I'm going to put out for you today. Thank you. Henya from VSPO is someone that we're talking about in this segment of the news, or at least an update on things that are happening with her. She is, of course, a female VTuber affiliated with VSPO. She speaks both English and Japanese, so she is bilingual. She does do streams bilingually, where she'll do some Japanese in here, but primarily in English, from what I know. But she did debut as VSPO Japan's one of their first ones, along with Kei-san. We have an update on her. This is, of course, coming by the way of her Twitter. She is going to be taking a break. There's been a loss in my family, so I'll be taking a short break from streaming and activities. I'll be back on Friday, so she's taking about 4 or 5 days off. Thank you so much for your patience and support. And of course, everyone, and I do mean everyone down here, is not going to be angry at that. If you have a time in your family where you have this type of situation, this type of loss is hurtful, whether it be an uncle, an aunt, a grandmother, especially if it is a sibling or a parent or even a child. Any of those type of things, it hurts a lot. So she does need time to be able to come to grips with it, to be able to handle it, to be able to process all of the emotions that come with it, especially after first finding out. And of course, spending time with her family, all of them getting together and mourning together. I do wish her the best, and I do know that this is a tough time. I've lost many family members in the past, lost people I've been very close to, so I can imagine how tough it's going to be. Everybody, Crow, Menos, Camila, sorry, this is not easy. Please take the time you need. Mint, sorry for your loss. So sorry for your loss. Ishi as well. Tentacle, all these people, everybody down here is saying the same thing. Condolences, sorry for your loss. Take all the time you need. That type of thing, which I'm glad that the community at least understands. The community has been great when it comes to these types of things. It is a scary thing because you never know if the community is going to be like, well, you've taken breaks before. You know, I'm not happy that you are. Of course, there are going to be people who don't care. The reason why they're taking a break, they just don't like it. But the vast majority is kind enough to be like, this is a family thing. Just, we'll be happy when you're back. So my condolences go to her and her family for this loss. As this has blown up in a humongous way for the situation that happened for the All for One hololive ticket situation, the scalped ticket situation, I do want to cover it as much as I can, give you guys everything that I can when it comes to all this stuff here, give you every little bit of information that I can. Now, this is the scalped tickets, the tickets that have been officially scalped, the official marking of tickets, at least based on what people have said here. As you can see, all these that have any kind of color to them are the scalped tickets. For day 1, it's a lot more than for day 2, but still similar numbers. So here you have total of scalped tickets for Saturday. It's all the way down here. You see the percentages: 4, 14, 23 for orchestra. Mezzanine also has some scalped. The highest percentage is 21% for third 49% for third mezzanine 5. In total, 10% of the tickets were scalped. Scalped 1,000 tickets. Actually, when you look down at the numbers, in total for both days, 1,000 tickets were scalped. 1,300. 699 for the first day, 613 for the second day, out of 6,000 tickets bought total. So that means still 10% of the people are going to be having to pay way too much for this. Continuing down here, and this is the person who did this one on Kurosanji. Let me just give them a heads up on that one. They are Oblivion0129 who did all of this. It isn't me, it is someone else who did it, of course. This is a visual representation of all of the tickets that are scalped. And of course, here is the differences in prices. Some of them, as you can tell through this infographic here, some of them are all the way up to $1,400 or more. Saturday, $3,000. Sunday, $3,000 for the Pit AAA. For the Pit CC, $2,200. When most of these were around $100 at most, maybe $190 at most. There are at 10 times or higher than what the original price was. You have here's the layout key of everything. It is insane, and these are not including the ones that the Bay Discord bought out. I wouldn't, I mean, technically, I guess they are close to scalping, but they promised that they weren't going to be selling it in the beginning. They promised that they weren't going to be selling it for anything more than what their cost was. So it's going to be maybe 190 plus a couple of fees and that kind of stuff. So you know that for the very expensive tickets, for less expensive tickets, then it is what it is. But still, technically they are scalping because they did take it away from the main fans. They did basically a group buy for that. So that is an update on at least the visuals of everything. Some of them are $800. Some of them, you know, they are all the blue line here at the bottom is the actual price that people paid for it. Nothing over 190 or so. So here you can see they are doing minimum 1.5 times, a lot of times 2 times, 3 times, and all the way up to 10, 20 times almost of what it was. So that is wrong, number one, and that is why people don't like scalpers. But I did want to give you guys the full rundown of what's happening with the scalping situation on hololive. I've talked about this before, but there are a couple of updates. I have heard, of course, if you remember, just a background of this, you know, just going a little quick on this whole thing. We do have the adult doll museum that someone from, of course, the Nijisanji JP ended up going to. Meliko, I believe, might have been Meliko, I believe it was Meliko, who went in there. She did her thing. She supposedly had gotten permissions, and then the permissions were rescinded later on. It was like permissions for recording voice to use in an article instead of using it in a video. So that was the big issue that they seem to have had. The person who still is the director of it, since they are like, I guess it's a self-run type of museum, they banned, I don't know why they're using Nijisanji En here. That's one thing that I will criticize this Churto on. They're using En when it wasn't En who did it. It was a JP member who did it in Japan. JP got fully banned, and so did Nijisanji overall. They were no longer welcome because a manager for Mito, I believe it, correct me if I'm wrong, I found mistaken, it was Mito, basically ended up responding in a way that they didn't like, and then they got, you know, they banned him pretty much. After that, they did end up reportedly receiving unalive threats and, you know, things like that. Like they received things that were meant to scare them, and you know, bad people saying that they're going to be doing bad things to them and to the museum, etc. So of course, this is what they have here. This Nijisanji has been put on blast by an adult museum. Blog post on June 20th, which I covered. Nijisanji staff wrote disgusting emails. They probably wrote emails to, you know, stop people from, you know, doing that kind of stuff. Requires a reservation. They did make a reservation. The unauthorized stuff there. The private home. Hyodo want to interview someone. There's a code of honor. That type of stuff. So they did that kind of stuff. The issue that I have right now, a bit of an update on the whole thing. The reason why I'm even covering it, there's a bit of an update. They are going to be closing until August, and they are saying FARD, FEU, F Yale University, F communists. They've gone off the rails. No foreigners. I was treated as an offender by the German public broadcaster ARD. Yale University in the US was a training institution for criminals. Chinese blank party was a bunch of thieves. I don't want to have anything to do with unpleasant people. Yashio Hyokan is a museum facility and my home, therefore I decide who to invite. This person has gone off the rails. They've lost it. They've lost the plot. They've just pretty much, this is the type of museum it was made for, and they've just lost it. Dude has gone off the rails. He didn't take his meds or whatever, but just saying all these things makes you seem unhinged. It makes it so that people don't want to go to your museum, whether they're allowed to or not. They just don't want to go into your museum anymore. That's just guaranteed. You just lost a lot of customers. Little bit of a meme thing going on here. It's today I learned that Raora was a member of Linkin Park. Members Chester Bennington, Raora Pantera, lead vocalist, interesting. Mike Shinoda, Rob Burden, Johan, Colin Brittain as well. So apparently she was a part of Linkin Park. And it says, yeah, me, It's all making sense now. So that means Raora is a Gundam character. Maybe she's still a member of Linkin Park. Can confirm. And of course, all the singing of Linkin Park stuff. Somehow I don't think Emily Armstrong is Raora, but that would be incredibly interesting if Raora was there. A little bit of a meme thing there. It's got to be photoshopped, of course. It's got to be photoshopped. But still, it's hilarious. Like I said, that's why it's more of a meme. It's just funny to see. It'd be funny if someone just kind of like hacked into it and made Raora as part of Linkin Park. Or she was actually a part of Linkin Park. That'd actually be pretty funny and cool, honestly. So just leaving you with that. I just love showing you guys these things. VSPO, a very esports, centered agency. A lot of their girls, of course, do other things like singing, etc. The regular VTuber stuff, but a lot of them are very much into esports and do a lot of esports stuff, whether it be Valorant, whether it be Apex, whether it be all those types of things. They all do those. So, CSGO, that type of thing. And, of course, right now they are having their 5th VSPO 3D unveiling. It has been decided that 3D unveiling will be held. This time, 2 people will be unveiled. Distribution start date will be on the 27th on Friday. Be relayed every 30 minutes. Please look forward to the live broadcast on the personal YouTube channel on that day. These 2 VTubers are here. Of course, everyone is excited, happy. It is in Japan, of course, Japanese. And they are asking for fan art for the project. It says, thank you very much for your continued support of VSPO. When posting AI illustrations from this project on social media, please observe the following. Rules for submitting AI illustrations. Please refrain from using the fan art tag when posting AI illustrations. When posting an AI illustration, please be sure to use the hashtag AI illustration. So they are allowing people to do AI illustrations because they know people are going to do it anyways. Whether they allow it or not, people are going to do AI illustrations because AI is the easiest way to do any type of illustration. So you can do it that way. And of course, they're like, you know what? We already know that Pandora's box has been opened with AI. People are going to do it. Let's just let them do it. Just have it separated from fan art. Fan art may be used as thumbnails for streams and featured on social media in this project, so we will limit the illustrations that can be posted within the fan art tag. In addition, please be sure to use the hashtag AI illustration to distinguish the AI illustrations. They're repeating it again because, of course, no one wants AI in the official stuff. Hololive has had to struggle with that. Hololive has had lots of struggle with that before. Other agencies may not care as much, but most agencies, most ones that want to remain legit, want to be seen as legit, are, of course, making sure that the AI is not there. It's here, so excited. You're seeing them there. Of course, I'm going to get this translated, at least the photo translated for you guys, in order for you guys to see who it's going to be. And, of course, here is the translation that I said. At the 3D unveiling party, the event will be held. It's Choya Hanabi, it's Hanabi and Mocha, Amayu Mocha. So, of course, look forward to that. They have them both there. And, of course, everyone is excited. All the fans are excited. It's going to be a good one. I love it when the VTubers of any agency are able to get their 3D. Smaller agencies sometimes can take a bit longer because it costs them a lot of money. It costs them, a lot of time, money, effort, etc. A lot of times they don't have a large war chest, so they can't do it. But I'm glad they're doing it for these 2 VTubers. I had talked about this a bit before. When we first found out about the Bay Discord doing a mass buyout of about 450 different tickets, they're selling it back to the people on the Discord and other fans of HoloLive for the price that they got it for. The price after all the fees and all that kind of stuff. So they're just selling it back to them. And the issue is that this still prevented 400-something people from being able to buy tickets. So Bay is not necessarily angry, but as far as I know and as far as I've been able to see, she is letting her fans know not to do things that will hurt other people in the community, that will reflect badly on the community itself. So let's take a look at what she says here. Of course, the Bay Discord, I did cover the whole thing about, saying brats win and that they were able to get all those tickets. They were able to do this, things like that. Brats involved in the war room. The priority ticket redistribution was a big issue as well. They are, of course, being given tickets at cost, but sold at cost to fellow brats and fans. No one makes a profit during this whole operation. 100% of our ticket goes to fans and not to scalpers. So it was gray area. It's very much a gray area. This is the part that a lot of people had an issue with, that I covered before as well. And at the fight, this was someone who was in the Brat server, which is Bay's unofficial fan server. We don't have to fight Chumbuds, Saplings, Humans, or teammates for tickets this year. That was a really mean thing to say because all of them have graduated or have moved on. So that is a really mean thing to say for the people who were their fans, for people who are there. Of course, this person does not represent Bay or the Discord in and of themselves. But the fact that they got pretty much clipped saying this is not good. Let's hear Bay's response.
If I'm being completely honest, the comment that was made earlier that was brought to my attention is kind of bothering me. I just wanted to make sure that I am informed because, you know, I'm very proud of my fan base for being kind and respectful, and I don't want, you know, but I also believe, you know, even if there's no ill intent, I know that, you know, it was because, you know, you guys want to support, but I feel like it's important to make things clear when, you know, there is a problem or something that I see that I'm not too big of a fan of. If it's worked out, that's great. That's all I can ask for. But I do ask because, you know, I always want my fans, you know, to be as kind and respectful. And that's why, you know, I am really proud of you guys. As, you know, a content, as a creator, you guys have always been so kind and respectful to other, you know, people and new fans. And I only ask that you continue because it's not only a reflection of you guys, but also stuff, if things get out of hand, it can affect relationships with, you know, not only other fan bases, but also, you know, if it gets to a very extreme level, it can even affect certain relationships between different talents. So
Yeah, so she's holding in her anger. You can tell she's holding in the frustration. She's like, gosh darn it, guys, why did you do this? But of course, because it wasn't meant in a negative way, it was meant to be kind of something positive, in my opinion. She kind of is holding her anger a little bit. And just to finish this all off, they have responded themselves, the brats, and they did, of course, apologize for anything. They didn't scalp anything they said. They're going to have zero profits. But they said, apologize for the tone of the messages you've seen from our announcement channel. Made a lot of those statements in a joking manner, in a scenario where we were participating, preparing the brats for Ticketmaster. However, a lot of my messages appeared crass and inflammatory. I sincerely apologize for those statements that I have made, and I apologize to the brats because my words as the main admin also became reflective of the fan base. I'll do my best to avoid such inflammatory language in the future. The incentive lottery is also going to be completely cancelled. This was something I personally brought up with the intention of giving back to the generous fans who put their own money up so that the brats and holo fans can watch their Oshi live in person. I hope this clears up a lot of things, you guys. Thank you so much for reading this message. So yeah, they apologize for everything. They realize that it is bad optics, not only for themselves, but for Bay, and it does not look good on the community. So I'm glad that they apologized. I'm glad that they, you know, they never meant anything negative, but it's not what you mean for it to happen. It's the perception. It's how you're perceived. It's how it's looked at in the public space that you need to worry about more. They fixed it. Everything's going well. Bay already let them know what she thought, so I think things are going to go well from now on. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, types, everything in between, because I want it to be a good space for VTubing, not anything negative. Of course, I do cover some things that are, you know, more on the news side, but I do want to make this a positive thing for everybody. So today, we are talking about Fuyue, or Fuyue. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. I always pronounce things wrong anyways, even when I try not to. So there you go. Your mystical moon rabbit. And today we're talking about them, so let's take a look at them here. Fuyue, I'm a wannabe VTuber who likes to play games. And of course, there is their stuff here. Let's take a look at what they have for us.
Okay. Wait, do you even have a weapon?
What brings you here this time?
You don't even have a weapon. Okay. Because I don't have anything for you. Okay.
I can help you ward off misfortune and disaster.
So they're playing Zenless Zone Zero here a bit, and of course, I do like that game. I played it once, and with most of those games, any kind of gacha type games, I play it once, I play it for a little bit just to figure it out, and most of them, I don't continue playing for a while. They don't catch my attention, except for Nikke. Nikke catches my attention for the same reason it catches Shailili's attention, for the same reason it catches other people's attention. But still, Thank you so much, Fuyue or Fuyue. I'm sorry exactly whichever one it is. I apologize. I probably mispronounced it one way or another. Thank you so much for allowing me to showcase you on my channel, and I do hope this helps you in some way. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.